Question, how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail?
Let's make history.
Probably overthrow the Kingdom of England, you know?
Maximum.
Let's rock this bitch. I was stuck for the last 2 months in my basement, smacking my head into the wall, trying to figure out how am I gonna promote my new event. And then this little idea came to mind. Most universities have a version of a career education day, which is a day where companies set up stands to meet over 300 student prospects for either internships or jobs. But I wanted to see how many people actually wanted the 9 to 5. A lot of people came in here today looking for job opportunities, and I'm gonna see what their actual dream is. Bingo. Come on. Yo, real quick. Just for the camera. How big would you go if you knew you couldn't fail? If you knew that failure was not an option, how big would you swing? And if you knew you could not fail, how big would you shoot? If you knew you cannot fail, how big would you shoot? Tell me, if you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you shoot? If you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you shoot? Are you sure 9 to 5 is the route for you?
Man, I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Not sure.
If you knew you couldn't fail, if failure was not an option, is this the path you'd be taking?
If failure was not an option.
Failure was not an option.
No.
No. All right, so I got one more guy here with us today. This guy, I know he's serious business. I've seen it before. And I'm going to ask you what I've been asking everyone else. How big would you go if you knew you couldn't fail?
I literally said it's the obvious answer, all in.
All in, baby. All in. And that's what we like to hear. So real quick, together we're making history at this one event. There's a bunch of material that you're going to get to help elevate your business. I'm wondering, would you be down to come and actually help make it happen too?
Boring question, I will of course.
This guy. All right, cool. So just take a picture of this here and then submit your details. We'll make sure to see you there.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, boss. And this one day, here we go when the event comes on. What do we got here? Like 500 spots? 250? What do you think? 400? Mm-hmm. This is 1/5 of what's to be in person. 350. 1/5 to what's to be there. You gotta get your presentation face on. I took my paper and I told people to scan it and pass it down during the speech. We'll see what happens. It's going around like crazy, so we'll see what happens. Quick recap, we passed around the note to about, I don't know, a quarter of the room, and it seemed to have been a good move. We got a bunch of registrations off of it, and we'll see what happens after. Let's go to the booth. So, all right, real quick, what's your name? Frane, it's nice to meet you. So, I saw that you advocate for entrepreneurs, and you have an organization, an incubator that is the strongest in Croatia, and it's really dominant in Zagreb. What would you say to inspire a few entrepreneurs that are watching this right now to take the push? I know it's uncertain, but what would you say to get them going and ensure that it's worth it?
Definitely, you need to have the passion in yourself, and then you need to find a way how to make that passion work, and how to find what pushes you to go further in your life, and to what makes you happy. Mm-hmm. And feel free to try it. Now is the time. Yep.
What's the number one reason you think businesses fail?
Maybe wrong timing. Yeah, sometimes.
Is there anything they can do about that? What do you mean by timing?
Sometimes you have idea that the market is still not ready for it. Okay. Sometimes you don't have a good product market fit. Sometimes you don't have a good team. But if you have a passion, you will find a way how to do it. Maybe not from the first, but at least from the third time. Mm-hmm.
And Frano, you're an entrepreneur yourself. I'm curious to know, to anyone who may be watching, if you knew that failure was not an option, how big would you swing?
Maximum.
Right. So we got one more student with us today. What's your name? Jana. And if you knew you could not fail, how big would you shoot?
Oof, very big.
Very good. There you go. You had it first. We got one more, and I know this guy's a hustler. I know he is. You can plug it. What you got? Who you supporting?
Supakuna, a great team of developers from RIT, students, a student-made project. Go download now. It's on iOS, Android, web, whatever you want, whatever phone, we are there for you.
Now I'm going to ask you real quick, and I think I already know the answer. If you knew you cannot fail, how big would you shoot?
Same as now, man. Shoot as high as you can go, man. All the time, man.
Awesome. Who do we got?
Hello. My name is Franco. I'm a 4th year web and mobile computing student and also a co-founder of Supakuna, as you can see right here.
We got another Supakuna rep online. Now, Franco, tell me, If you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you shoot?
Well, I'd probably overthrow the Kingdom of England, you know, and just go straight to be the king. I don't know.
I love it. I knew what was coming. You know what was coming. That's it. Well, on to the next stuff he's done. Introduce yourself to the camera.
Hi, my name is Marco.
Marco, tell us. If you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you shoot?
I would shoot for the moon and land on the stars.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap on today's video. If you liked it, feel free to show some emotion to that like button and follow along as we take an attempt on Croatian history.